This person, they feel the connection with you, they're interested in you, but they're very much holding back. Hello Gemini cross watchers, Princess India here. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and if you're family, welcome back my friends. So anywho, if you're not familiar with what this reading is, I am reading for people who are trying to cross watch or lurk for a Gemini person. Yo, Gemini BAE. I actually like how that sounds. Gemini BAE. Okay. Anywho, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right in and see what is going on with your person of interest. First card out, we have the Justice card. Interesting. You could be dealing, I'm saying you could be dealing, you guys could be a Libra person that's dealing with a Gemini person, which would be interesting. And then we have the Eight of Wands. Oh, this is fascinating. Something I need to say coming into this, my Gemini cross watcher. Especially if you guys are Libras. Especially if y'all are Libras, okay? Because I am thinking about the Libra reading that I did and how that was, and I just talked about it, and the Leo cross watchers extended, I referenced this reading. Whoo, child. Or if this person Gemini and got Libra in their chart, please, Jesus in America. Okay, the thing I would say is, first and foremost, coming into this, I would say, cross watcher, you guys would want to be careful, and this is two number eights also with the number synchronicity. You guys want to be careful on how you're approaching the situation. So how can I say this? If we say it in the most simplest sense of just, you know, the physics law of cause and effect, if you will, you know what I'm saying? It's understanding that there's always consequences for actions. Now, I'm not saying this in a negative connotation. It's more benign how I'm saying it. It's just understanding that for every effect, there's always a cause. So everything starts with something, if you will. And I'm so sorry to get so esoteric in this love reading, but it's just important to keep that mindset. So with this Eight of Wands being next to it, right, this is letting me know that in reference to this Gemini person that we are talking about, it's more or less coming into this partnership with the idea that you want a future with this person, right? You'd like to see it ultimately end up in commitment. You want to connect to the person and whatnot, but it's a lot of how can I say this? It's a lot of passionate energy, right? There's nothing wrong with that. It's more or less, I would see this as there being a desire more or less with this person to be, you know, love drunk like Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? Watermelon. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's feeling things like that. But it's needing to understand that even though this energy is here, which says for me that there's potential for this to progress and move forward, it's imperative for my cross watcher to keep in mind that actions that you partake in have consequences, whether for good or for bad, if that's making sense. I don't know where spirit is going with this, but we gonna find out. But it's more or less knowing that for every action or every choice, there's always gonna be consequences, whether for good or for bad. You know what I mean? So it's important, I think, with this, there's nothing wrong with feeling that passionate feeling. I think it's beautiful. I feel it contributes a great deal to our lives when we fall in love and things of the sort. But it's needing to be aware that decisions that one could make could either put you in a position to where you get swept off of your feet, or there's a need for you to be clear that you and this person are on the same page coming into this, if you will. The next card that we have is the Queen of Swords in the reverse, and that's my good old jaded, bitter, jilted lover card. You know what I'm saying? So on some level or another, I feel there's a commonality between the two of you, right? Where, and this could be triggering for some of y'all, Not what I'm about to say, but what I just saw with these cards. Like feeling that connection with someone, like that soul connection, it could be triggering because it's more or less, I would say for both of you, for both your Gemini as well as you, this hasn't ended well in the past. So I say it's triggering because legit, you start feeling stuff for this person and you're instantly triggered and reminded about what it is that you went through with someone in the past, and that kind of starts to affect how it is that you're behaving, which goes back to what I was saying with the Justice card here. It's like all of this stuff is enveloping into each other. So if you allow what you've experienced in the past, and for some of you it could even be with this particular person, if you guys are like you know, some of y'all, like, say if you know, moved in together or I don't know, I don't want to necessarily say marriage because I don't see the Hierophant here, it's just the Justice card, but I mean, we could look at that in a sense of marriage too, but it's more or less the commitment going to another level, and you had issues with this person in the past. It's more or less just needing to come into a situation more sober and to be cognizant of how you could potentially be letting your past affect your present and potentially your future. Now, the next card that we have is the Emperor, distance, the Hermit reverse, more distance, and then the Three of Wands in the reverse. Oh my goodness. Okay, here's the thing. What this is looking like for me, and this is kind of stepping a bit away from my cross-watcher person, I would say that this person that, like, that you guys are dealing with, this Gemini person, even looking at this Justice and this Emperor card, dog, this is so funny. These readings have just been something all month. I'm here for it though. There's a karmic connection between you and this person. I use that term lightly. I don't use it the way that people speak about twin flames. I just said this in the Leo cross-watcher reading. I don't use the word karmic in the sense that people do in, you know, the twin flame debacle and things of the sort. I use it more or less in a more fluid sense, meaning the entire spiritual experience encapsulated, not saying that it's a terminology fit for one particular person. I believe that karmic relationships are soul contracts that people are in cahoots about prior to incarnating, because they're the two perfect players for people to learn a lesson from each other, right? So what that means to me is this person, this Gemini person that you guys are watching for, there is a soul connection between the two of you, period, at the end of the sentence. I'm not inferring that it's like, you know, twin flame, soulmate, or anything like that. It could be, that's possible, but that's not really the point of why I'm saying it. It's more or less saying that spirit led the two of you together, because there's a potential for both of you to learn a very valuable lesson in this partnership. But that doesn't help or hurt you guys actually being twin flames or soulmates, or, you know, whatever else people are calling it these days. You know what I'm saying? But more or less, I feel that both of these people are jilted lovers, meaning both of you have experienced some sort of hurt, pain, disappointment in the past. Coming together and feeling something so similar to a person that you felt in a past situation. So a good example of this would be someone who did believe in the twin flame union at one point in time, right? And then it's like you realize that the person you thought was your twin was really like your false twin, you know what I'm saying? Or was a karmic partner, or whatever the case. And then it's like you meet another person, and because you have that instantaneous connection with this new person, the way that you had with the old person, it triggers the hell out of you. So you just completely shut down. That's what it is that I'm seeing. So it's more or less I'm seeing a level of distance with this Gemini person where they're very much enthralled by you. They're very much intrigued, right? It's just more or less that they're super cautious, because with this Eight of Wands, it's like they feel that if they weren't to hold back, they feel that this would like kind of, you know, be we met today, we get married tomorrow type of deal. And I feel that they've done that before and it has not worked out. So it's more or less with them as well, it's a lot of self-reflection that's going on with them. And it's a lot of like this whole second row, the Emperor, the Hermit reverse, and the Three of Wands in the reverse. It's like, it's a time of a lot of self-reflection that this person is in, and they're trying to make sense of a lot of decisions that they've made, but it's almost like a person being in a mindset of, but that's the way spirit be working, y'all. I be telling y'all love work like that and all that. You be thinking like, you get in the mindset where you're going to ward off relationships and things, and it's like, I'm not going to deal with nobody, and then somebody just pop up out the blue on some stuff. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like that. But anywho, this person, they feel the connection with you. They're interested in you, but they're very much holding back. It's like they're not really saying, what they're feeling or being open or communicating. You know what I mean? But they think about you a lot in a very sexualized way, I will say that. But at the same time, this person is really on a personal journey. It's like they're on a solitary journey. But with this Hermit being in the reverse, though, that's saying to me that they're kind of doing a little too much when it comes to that. And that's something that we all have to be cognizant of on the spiritual path is, you know, everything is done in moderation. You know what I mean? Which goes back to justice as well. It's like all of our choices have consequences. And the whole premise is walking the middle way, which is a balance between two extremes. That's where it is that we're supposed to live. That's where, you know, you're the happiest when you live in that space of not being too much of one thing, because too much of a good thing can ultimately be a bad thing. And I feel that's what the issue is with your Gemini person. It's more or less, I give them kudos for wanting to do inner work and soul searching, going to therapy and all this other kind of stuff. But I feel that this person has been doing this for so long, it's more or less time for them to reintegrate into society, which is something I can say therapeutically is very true. It's why I always integrate group therapy into my individual therapy, because you can learn a lot one-on-one, like in a therapeutic relationship, or even, you know, on your own soul journey. But there's another leg of the journey where it's imperative to integrate other people into it, so you can start putting the things that you learned into action. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you got, you know, we're in a relationship, broke up with someone, got woke and stopped dating people, and it's been 5 years, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't know what woke you is like in a relationship. You have no idea. You know what I'm saying? You can have a concept in your mind of what it's like, but you have no idea unless you actually put this stuff to the test that you've learned, testing out your beliefs and, you know, seeing what works, what doesn't work, and so on and so forth. And I think that's the reason why this person is having issues with moving forward. You know, it's a lot of this being triggering to them because it feels too familiar to a past situation, not you as a person. It's just that instant connection type of thing. It's triggering. And I mean, I can't blame you. I mean, I understand. I get what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? But it's the fact that they're interested, but they're just disengaged. But I feel it's more or less this person has this thought that, you know, like they're working on themselves and like they should be focused on that and stuff like that. But it's too imbalanced with this Hermit reverse. It's spending way too much time in solitary confinement and self-contemplation and things of the sort. And I know that can sound kind of cray, because it's like, how could you, you know, be too spiritual? And it's not really so much a question of being too spiritual. It's just the fact of it's being like an indefinite hermit mode, to the point where it's almost like a fear-based thing of engaging with other people, and it's just off balance, and it doesn't behoove you. Whoo, child, Lord Jesus in heaven, we got the freaking Empress, but the Empress is in the reverse. We have the 10 of Chalices in the reverse, and then we have the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. This is interesting. Legit, I can tell you wholeheartedly, with this Empress energy, well, first of all, okay, they got an Emperor and an Empress here. So this is definitely, and it's under the Justice, y'all. So legit, this is a connection that was meant to happen. These are two people that were meant to meet each other. You could call them counterparts if you want to. You know what I'm saying? But the thing I really feel here, dude, this is funny. I feel here with the feminine energy here, there's a sense of self-doubt, you know, because I don't really feel that my and this depends on, you know, whether you're a chick or a dude, but it's like, I feel with the feminine energy, it's an issue of like self-esteem kind of stuff, because I feel like y'all both are kind of triggered by it. But I feel for the feminine energy, it's more or less like a reinforcement of something that happened in the past. So say if you had a partner who like hypothetically cheated, left on some stuff like that, it's like this person being withdrawn like this because they're trying to get their shit together, right, is triggering you to make you think, oh, I'm not good enough. And that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like on the other side of this, it's the thought of like, oh, you know, they're not making tangible effort or action, you know, or they're not coming towards me, or they're not being open and vocal about their feelings. So this must be just like, you know, my false twin or some stuff like that, you know. It's so fascinating. So it's almost like this being rooted in a fear of being disappointed and attachment issues. It's like both people, I would say, have past disappointment, have abandonment issues, period. And it's like a fear of engagement in so many words. And that's really why things aren't moving forward. Me looking at this from an objective standpoint, I mean, I think it's good. You have two people who are very much focused on working on themselves. However, you have to be aware of who it is that's really in front of you, because projections, we have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I can tell y'all now, both of y'all scared, and it's not saying that this couldn't work out eventually. You know what I'm saying? But what it's looking like to me is that both of y'all are scared. I would say that it probably just isn't the right timing. I'm not even gonna front on that. I would say that the timing isn't right, because it's a lot of stuff this person is dealing with. And for CrossWatcher, what I would have to say for you guys, because you only have control over yourself, especially if you guys are still wounded over someone in the past that y'all have dealt with, and you've been kind of holding yourself back, I think that's something that really needs to be focused on, because I think that's where this person comes in. Because it may more or less be that you guys have done so much personal work, and it's having this perception that you've made it to like some certain level spiritually, or a certain level of awareness, or you healed so much, or whatever the case may be. And it's like now you meet this person and now you're questioning all of the healing that you thought you did. And it's not a question of you not being healed. This is a person who came onto your path to show you like, hey, this is what you got to work on. You know what I'm saying? But it's still not saying that this wouldn't work out between the two of you, but in the future. But it's like, as it stands right now, from September 15th until October 15th, I don't think so, because both of y'all are terrified, scared as hell. And both of y'all still have some healing to do. However, they are interested in you. I just feel like y'all thinking worst case scenario and things. But anywho, that's all I got for you. I'm going over to Vimeo, my website, Patreon, and YouTube members to do you guys extended. And I'm doing my dance party really quick because I'm running out of time. This is the discount code, because I have no idea how many seconds I have left, but this is the discount code to do 50% off of your extended. So like, follow me over there, and like, I love your face and whatnot or whatever, and we're gonna look at how the person thinks and feels about you and whatnot or whatever. I love your face. I love your face. I love your face!